How are you, Scott?
I am phenomenal. Thank you very much. How are you, good sir?
I'm doing great. I looked up what time it was in Ireland during class, just so I could see if you were coming or not.
121 at the moment. We're kicking away though, ready to get going.
Let's get it, baby.
Hello and welcome to the Boys Upstairs Show. This is the Week 7 NFL show.
Let's go.
This is also Scott McCabe's debut of season 3 of the Boys Upstairs Show. He's working tirelessly and over in Ireland, and he's on vacation on holiday for him, and he's here joining us. So shout out to Scott.
Thank
Shout
you,
out,
fellas.
Scott.
Yeah.
Thank you, fellas. Miss the boys, miss the boys, miss the banter, miss it all.
Glad to have you back, Scott. Fuck the Cowboys still. Game 1 on the slate. Lions at Ravens. Ravens are -3. Totals 42.5. And we're going to go ahead and give it to Scott.
I don't even know where we start with this one. Lions are just red hot at the moment. They're just looking too damn good. John Harbaugh came out today, literally said they were the best, arguably the best team in the NFC, and he's not wrong. They are looking so damn good right now. Number 1 rushing defense in the league as well, which for the Lions, I mean, I can't remember the last time we've looked at a Lions team and gone, that's a great defense. It's usually the offense that is cooking. Ravens, I'm not too convinced of what I've seen from them in the passing game. Odell Beckham isn't the guy we thought he was. Zay Flowers gets his first touchdown, but he's still a rookie at the end of the day. So not mad about that. The real star of the show was Justin Tucker, 6 field goals in his last game. That was just ridiculous. And they sacked the Titans 6 times. So Roquan Smith is still doing bits there. But in this game, I'm going for the Lions +3. I absolutely love it. I think it's a steal of the week. I think the Lions offense is just too damn good. And this Ravens offense is too many questions. And the under, I'm going to go with the under because of the Solons Lions defense. And like I said, I don't really trust this Ravens offense. I think they're too reliant on Lamar, and he's not really shown up in critical situations this season. So give me Lions +3 and give me the under. I'm back, boys. It's good to be back. Thank you.
I miss you, Scott.
I love you, Scott.
So
Shout out to you, Scott.
Much love.
That
Thank you,
just
man.
turned me the fuck up. That
I
should just
agree
turn
with
me
Scott.
up.
I agree with Scott. I'm going to take the Lions here. The Ravens are a little bit imbalanced in terms of who the go-to players are on their offense. Then the Browns, they only put up 17 points. I'm not expecting them to put up a lot of points versus the Lions. So, yeah, Lions with the spread. I'm taking the under here as well. So that's all I got.
I made a mistake last week, and I picked the Bucs against the Lions. I had a well thought out thesis supporting my decision, and it just completely bit me in the ass. Hurt my record. I'm at bottom of the leaderboard right now, but we're bouncing back.
You're due.
With that being said, I am not going to let my mistakes speak for themselves once again. I'm learning from my mistakes. I'm picking the Lions +3 here. Look, I'm a Lamar guy. I'm a Ravens guy. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fanhood of my team, but I believe in Lamar, and they got a lot of good things cooking over there. With that being said, everybody touched on it. Offense has been looking a little sluggish. Their defense has been good in spurts. The Colts beat them in overtime. Colts don't beat anybody. I don't know how they do that. I still think they're trying to figure it out. I like Lions +3 here, and I'll take the over as well. Lions know how to put up points. Ravens will probably get a couple garbage time touchdowns, but yeah, Lions +3 in the over.
I'm going to hop in because I'm not going to be a dead horse. I also got the Lions +3. They're coming in another year with a top-tier offense, and the difference is this year they've decided to play a little bit of defense with it too. I am going to take the under. I think that their defense is pretty good, especially the run defense. So I think it won't be that high scoring of a game, but I think the Ravens aren't built to beat a team that can perform a shootout.
Follow you, Coby, and bring some spice to this show and not just to be a giant Lions fan fest. Everything you guys are saying isn't wrong about the Ravens, the Lions, this matchup. Nothing what you're saying is wrong. I didn't believe in the Lions last week, and it kind of bit me in the ass. They went and took care of business in Tampa. But everything about Lions +3 makes sense. And you would wonder, why are the Ravens -3? And that is exactly why I'm taking the Ravens. Because there is no reason for them to be +3 or -3 this week. There's no reason for them to be a favorite. So I'm going with the Ravens. I'm not going to pull out fancy data or anything and say that the Ravens are good at this, better at this, better at that. No, I just think the Ravens are going to win this game any given Sunday. I'm also going to go with the under every time. The Lions have been kind of cruising a little bit, and they their defense has looked a lot better. Like Scott said, number 1 rushing defense, which is very surprising for a program like the Lions, which has never historically been a good defensive team. So I think this one's going to be a little bit of a slugfest. I think Harbaugh is going to get something dialed up to calm down that offense in Detroit a little bit. And I think the Ravens are going to take it and a low scoring one.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna change my pick real quick. I'm gonna take the.
Whoa!
Just like you change your teams, man. Like nothing's happened here, huh?
Listen, listen. Don't let's calm it down. But the Ravens, I feel like any given Sunday, like Sam said, I'm taking the Ravens here. But the Lions just have been, they just have been spectacular with teams they played against, and I don't know, they haven't really played very good teams either. So it's not really like too spectacular. So I'm just gonna have to change my pick and take the Ravens.
The Ravens are like I think that the Ravens aren't getting the credit where they need right now. They're a good team. They can get the job done, I think, and they're lucky to have as a kicker. I'm going to say this: the leg of Justin Tucker, the Lions front seven, and the Ravens team that likes to run the ball, and Jared Goff just doing what he needs to do, leading the offense, and also again back to their defense. They showed what they can do in Week 1 on the road against an MVP quarterback. So I think the Lions are going to take care of business in Baltimore this weekend, and hopefully that does not break my perfect streak. So we'll see.
Kind of like how Cam was saying and Sam was saying. I just feel like in this game the Ravens are going to win, and I'm taking the Ravens and I'm taking the under. I feel like this game's going to be very low scoring as well. Like I see a 15-12 game, and I think it's going to be a lot of field goals, like Lowell was saying, a lot of Justin Tucker action. And if the Ravens didn't have Justin Tucker, I don't know where they would be at this point. But I think that right now, like I have a lot of data too to support that the Lions should win this game. Ravens are 2-8-1 against spread in their last 11 games in Baltimore. Lions are 15-5 against spread in their last 20 games as an underdog. Both of those things support Lions, but I just have felt since I saw this game on the slate that the Ravens would win. And like they said, they shouldn't be favored, but I think that they're going to win. So give me the Ravens and under 42.5.
Here's the deal. I frankly don't believe it matters which side you pick because this game has push written all over it. It's a weird spread.
It does.
It's got push. It's got Justin Tucker end of the game field goal written all over it, and nothing's going to matter. If it was 3.5, I would take the Lions. I'm going to take the Ravens at home. What bothers me is they're coming back over from England. Could they be jet lagged? Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. I feel like the biggest reason that the Lions are getting a ton of love is because both the Eagles and the Niners lost this week. So it's a 3-way tie for the number 1 seed in the NFC. But the Lions, in my opinion, are not a Super Bowl contending team. If they go on the road and win this game, I will look at them much more fondly than how I currently do. But I think they beat up on Baker Mayfield, who was in over his head, or I'm sorry, not in over his head, but overdoing his expectations. They blew out the Packers, who are not very good, on Thursday night a few weeks ago. I think that they're going to have to play a great coach and an MVP caliber quarterback on the road. I'm going to go with the Ravens. I do think both offenses will put up points. I'm going to take the over as well. One thing, though, I think Aiden Hutchinson is a problem. He was good last year. He has drastically improved. And for Baltimore, they always have trouble with TJ Watt. Aiden Hutchinson is nowhere near TJ Watt, but he's a great edge rusher. So they need to have a good game plan to prevent Aiden Hutchinson from crashing the game. But give me the Ravens and give me the over. But again, push written all over it. So we'll see if it's like a 21-24 Justin Tucker field goal at the end of the game, something like that.
I'm going to switch it up a little and ride with the Lions. I didn't pick them last week, and that bit me in the behind. But
why are you whispering?
This is the most Sean has ever said.
All right.
On his head.
Let's go Lions.
Game 2 on the slate. Dolphins at Eagles. Eagles are -2. Game of the slate, game of the week, possibly game of the year up to this point. Total's 43.5. You can't see because he's muted, but Cam's clapping. He's excited. So I know that we said we were going to give it to Sam first for this game, but because Cam is a Dolphins fan, I think we should give it to him.
What the fuck?
Is he a Dolphins fan, though? The fella doesn't know who to support, lad.
I've been a Dolphins fan all along. I was a Dolphins fan before Tyreek got here, before people were making fun of Tua.
No, I do not think that you were a Dolphins fan before Tyreek got there.
All the Tua concussion drugs. I was there for that. I had to defend him. I had to defend that he was going to come back and put on a show. So with that being said, I am a certified dog. I got the Dolphin stamp on me. As a matter,
okay.
I forgot I had this song, but
okay.
Nice.
Okay.
it's easy who I'm gonna pick. I don't even have much to say. I'm taking the Dolphins spread here, but we have a lot of speed on our offense. We're gonna spread the defense out. We're gonna make them move around. Darius Slay has not. I know that hasn't practiced today. He also missed last week, so coming back first week from an injury, guarding Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. So with that being said, Dolphins spread. I don't know what more convincing I have to do for anybody else in here, but Dolphins spread. Sam, take it away.
This is a tough one.
Cam's way too happy right now, first of all.
Yeah, he is very.
This was like Jake last year when the Vikings were doing really good in the regular season.
Damn, who was the quarterback before Tua?
You chill out.
Jalen Hurts does not look good. He's got 7 touchdowns and 7 interceptions passing on the season for a guy that Jake probably has at number 2 on his quarterback ranking list. Is not good. And then you've got on the other side of the field, you've got Tua, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Raheem Mostert, who is turning into one of the best running backs in the league, surprisingly. So this one's really hard to pick a side on, and I've decided to stay away from that. I'm just going to go with the under, because Philly's big thing that's been going for them is their defense. And Miami, while their defense hasn't been great, it's been serviceable and it's been doing what it needs to do. I think unless one team comes out and just explodes right out of the gate, which you rarely see on a Sunday night football game, it's especially when it's a big headliner like this. Teams kind of come out and play each other soft a little bit and try to get a feel, and then things start to pick up. And 51.5, it's a lot of points. Just take that under.
I am going to take. I would like this to. I'm gonna do something disgusting, so I hope this gets cut from the episode. But I am gonna take the Dolphins +2. It kind of burns my tongue fucking just saying it. The Eagles offense does not look like it's ready to be in a shootout, and that's what the Dolphins give you, a high-powered offense, and you got to be able to keep up with that. So I'm going to take the Dolphins. I just think their offense is just, it's high scoring, it's high-powered, it's electric, and I don't think so far this year the Eagles have shown me anything to believe that they can catch up with that. That doesn't mean in the future they're not going to be able to do that, but right now I don't see that. But I'm also going to take the under. I know it sounds a little contradicting, but I think although Eagles defense has not looked great, they're still pretty good, even though they haven't looked as amazing top tier as they normally do. And I think that if one team's going to get it going and get clicking first, if it's a 6-6 game and it's who's going to score a touchdown, or if it's 13-13, who's going to score a touchdown, the Dolphins offense is going to click a lot faster than the Eagles, I think. Dolphins +2 and the under.
Special guest Dolphins fan Ben Lebarski's coming in for
Let's fucking go, Vince, bitches.
Game of the week for sure, but Eagles coming off of basically just an eye-opening loss. They're gonna be at the link. It's gonna be 40 degrees. Odds are not in favor of the Dolphins this week. No matter if their offense is firing on all cylinders. Yeah, expect Jalen Hurts to get the Eagles back in the win column, and we're going Eagles -2 here. Lock that in.
The Eagles still need to figure it out. They need to get their timing right. They need to get everything in sync. In this game, I'm taking over, and I'm taking the first half over. And I was very much wanting to take the Eagles, but after, I forget who said it, I think Cam said that Darius Slay's hurt, and he's got to guard Tyreek Hill. Like, I might not be a Tua guy, and I don't have any hate towards him at all. I'm not one of them. But I do think that he is average. I just want to say that if he didn't have Tyreek Hill, I don't think he'd be where he's at right now. But Tyreek Hill is the truth, and he's going to break 2,000 yards this year. Him being guarded by a 31-year-old who's also hurt, I don't think that's good for points being scored. So I'm going to take the first half over, and I'm going to take the over. But I'm not going to take a side.
I don't have conviction either way. Both teams are very, very good. That being said, I'm taking the under 51.5. Yeah, that's my pick.
I originally saw this and saw the Dolphins were going to be underdogs, and I was going to pounce on them immediately. If I had an MVP vote, Tyreek Hill would be the MVP of the league right now. But if you look closely who the Dolphins have beaten, Chargers defense is suspect. Patriots, they're garbage. Sorry, Lowell and Coby. Broncos, they're worse than garbage. They got blown out by the Bills, who are a quality team. Giants and Panthers, who, if they play Georgia right now, I would take Georgia. Here's the deal. The Dolphins need to prove it on a big stage for me. Now, yes, I think they're going to be in the playoffs this year and probably have a home playoff game, something that they haven't had since Bush was the president. Now,
I don't know about that one.
I believe that the Eagles will bounce back. They have a great offensive line. They're going to run the ball. DeAndre Swift, I think, is going to have a big game. I also like the under. The Eagles know that while the offense is good, they don't want to get into a track meet with the world's fastest track team in the Miami Dolphins. So I like the Eagles to win, cover the 2 points, and the under, because primetime games, for some reason, Giants, Bills, it was like the really boring. And I mean, like, it was like watching golf. All the Thursday night games are boring. I think it'll be like a 24-20, which will fall well short of the under. And I think the Eagles will be victorious and cover the spread.
We just had this talk, Jake, about your bad takes over
Cam, I'm 80% in on the Dolphins. Not all in, 80%. If you guys go on the road to Philly and win, I'll be all in, brother. Just do
70 points wasn't convincing enough.
Against the Broncos, Cam. The Broncos quit.
Come on.
As Philly resident here, riding with the Eagles, it's gonna be cold, 40-degree weather in Philly. They're coming in. They're coming from Florida. It's nice and warm. They don't know what they're getting into. I feel like the Eagles haven't played really anybody too hard yet, but this will be. I think this might be the game of the year. Give me the Eagles and the over.
Terrible, Sean.
Look at that weatherman Sean coming in hot. Jeez, that's pretty impressive stuff. I'll be short and sweet. The boys have said what needs to be said. 2 5-1 teams, arguably game of the week, but it's the Miami team that's got my attention. It's the Dolphins. They are just I love watching them, and they're torching defenses everywhere possible. Tua is leading the league in passing. They're leading the league in receiving with Tyreek, and then you've got Raheem Mostert with running the ball. They lead the league in rushing. 2 touchdowns against the Panthers. They can score in every kind of aspect that you want, and that's exactly what you need. They also lead the league in first downs, which is very good, and that's a key aspect you have to look at, because a lot of times you can have these great offenses, but they can't get down the field. They can't move the chains. Not going to point fingers, but Patriots. But anyway, look, the Dolphins are where it's at. They're just incredible, and the defense as well. 21 sacks on the season, so let's not overlook the defense that they've got there. Jalen Ramsey, but when he comes back, I mean, that's just another tier you're adding to this Dolphins team. They're dangerous and they look it. So love the Dolphins in this. The Eagles, I think it's the first time we kind of see them looking a little rocked against the Jets, should I say. They looked a little clueless. Jalen Hurts, 3 interceptions. He did not look good, did not look confident. I'm sure Jake Lewis was cheering when that 3rd interception happened. He didn't look like a crazy fella once after all. But yeah, look, Devontae Smith, love to see him involved a little more. It's the AJ Brown show, and that's fine. But you've got the league's top 2 receivers in this game with Tyreek Hill and AJ Brown. 2 of them lead the league in receiving. There's going to be explosive plays. We all know it's coming. So for that reason, I'm going to go for the over. The top 2 offenses in the league as well. So it makes sense, in my opinion, to go for the over. I think if the Eagles want to win this one, they have to protect the ball better. Passing it with Jalen, and also DeAndre Swift, he fumbled in his last game in a critical scenario. It all went wrong for them. Jake Elliott also missed a field goal, a crucial one. But I'm going to go with the Dolphins in this. I think they're better drilled, like the better offense, and I think confidence is with them. So, yeah, I'm going to roll with the Dolphins +2 in the over.
It's time for the best part of the show. It's time for the locks of the week, and we're going to give it to Martin.
I'm taking the Niners -7 against the Minnesota Vikings. This is a chalk pick. Niners are pissed. Niners lost to the Browns. Niners are pissed. Justin Jefferson, best player in the NFL, not playing. This game just makes sense that the Niners, one of the better teams in football, and a struggling Vikings team, are going to probably demolish the Minnesota Vikings. Give me the Niners -7. That's all I got.
We've got, I thought it was prime time, but it's not. The Chargers are playing the Chiefs. I believe it's in Kansas City. Total set at 48.5, I believe. That's an over game for sure. 100% over 48.5. That's my lock in that game. I also think the Chargers are going to go in and win outright. Finally put this fucking Taylor Swift bullshit to sleep. This over should be a no-brainer.
This could be the game where I swing over from the don't fire Bill Belichick to fire Bill Belichick, or at least think about it. We've gone through the storm these last 6 weeks, and it sucks. But the Bills look good still. They're coming in playing a JV high school team in Foxborough this weekend. If you're not taking Bills -8.5, what are you doing? See you at the local sports bar in South Boston. I'll be drinking my sorrows away while Josh Allen stomps on the Patriots helmets. So
this is
So
like
you cannot
Ahmed-
just did you
This is like
Did
when
anyone-
Ahmed took the Bucks against the Commanders in the
Man.
playoff.
That's low for a
is
fan.
that
it's like
Yeah.
dropping a grenade in COD just next to you, just for fun.
I'll put in here because this is my lock of the week, same game, Bills and Pats, but I'm going to go for the total. I like the under in this one. Patriots, they mentioned it earlier, they've been struggling to score. I mean, if you look at their last 3 games, they put 3 points up against the Cowboys, completely shut out against the Saints, and then they put 17 points up against the Raiders, but the Raiders are arguably one of the worst teams in the NFL, I would say. And they've 8 touchdowns on the season in total. I mean, the Dolphins nearly did that in 1 game against the Broncos. It's just, this team they're really struggling to put up the points, and I've no faith in Mac Jones passing the ball, and their defense isn't it's just okay. It's just mediocre, and I just don't trust the play calling on offense. It's such an issue. And the Bills' offense though hasn't been great either, lads. So I mean, they're averaging they're just bang average, shall we just say? And they put 14 points up against the Giants. They should have lost that game too, if you ask me. I mean, that was a holding penalty on Darren Waller. But look, I'm a Cowboys fan, so I'll take the Giants losing. But to stay on this game, Bills haven't been convincing on offense. Patriots have been horrific on offense. So for that reason, I'm going to go for the under. I like it.
So staying with the topic about offenses, the Pittsburgh Steelers are playing the Los Angeles Rams this week. The total is 43.5. I'm going to take the under 43.5. Last year, taking the Steelers under totals was a moneymaker for me. This year, I've only done it once, and it was when we played the Texans, and we got our back blown out, and we went over in that game purely off the Texans. I think we scored 3 points. So I'm taking the total here, 43.5. I like the fact that the Steelers defense is what they are and the Rams offense is what they are. And I think that the under 43.5 is fun to hit here. It's going to be a gritty, grinded out, rock cage type fight game. So give me the Steelers, Rams 43.5 under.
So we're gonna try a new strategy for my locks. We're gonna go as far as we can with this because it worked last week and the Cardinals beat the Cowboys earlier this year. Sorry, Scott, that was their Super Bowl. This team doesn't have much going for them. The strategy is whoever the Cardinals play, take that team. This week they play at Seattle. Seattle's coming off a hard loss against the Bengals. I thought they kind of outplayed them until they got down close to the end zone and Geno turned the ball over. I think they have a better coach, a better quarterback, better roster overall. I like the Seahawks to handle the Arizona Cardinals and cover -7.5.
For my lock of the week, I've been terrible. This week, I'm sick of listening to speeches. I'm sick of all of that. I'm going with the numbers. The Broncos are 1-5, and for some reason, they play the Packers, and the spread is 1. I am going to trust the numbers here. I'm taking Jordan Love. I'm taking the Packers, and that's my lock of the week.
Over on the Niners-Vikings game because both teams seem to score a lot, and the over-under is only 44, so pretty low. So give me the over on that game.
So I have a history so far this year picking my lock from the absolute worst and most uninteresting and probably least viewed game of the week. So once again, my lock will be from the toilet bowl of the week, which this week goes to the Packers and the Broncos game. And I'll be taking the under. Packers offense does not look good. Jordan Love threw a couple touchdowns first 2 weeks. People thought he was great. He's not bad, but he's calmed down a little bit. Packers offense is not look great. Broncos offense is the Broncos offense. I think that speaks for itself. Anyone who's watched football in the last year or two knows that Sean and everybody who lives with him could probably beat the Broncos. So I'm taking the under. The Broncos have great defense, and Jordan Love struggles against most defenses, let alone a good one. So that is my luck of the week.
Oh, that's a cute shirt you got on. I didn't even realize.
Stubby.
All right. Hey, well, thanks for joining us. Like and subscribe.